Good morning. Let's take a look at yesterday. Don't know any of the scores, so it'll be interesting to see how the evening progressed on my day off. 1.73 Genk getting the win. Did Leuven score first? No, it was comfortable enough for them. I'll be fascinated to see how Liverpool got on. Was it a win to nil like the last two head-to-heads? So we're moving on down. Always a good league, the Chinese Super League. When they perform, the odds-on favourites, as they did then. The angle, of course, is the long men or Wuhan Three Masks score first. Vukovar and Istra, newly promoted Vukovar, did they score first? These are the simple angles you're looking for, particularly newly promoted sides. Well, good result. They came from behind. So we'll see how they progress throughout the season, whether they will hold firm. It is a small league, so they're going to be playing Easter, I think, another 2 or 3 times this season. Copenhagen continue along their merry way, helped by a red card, and there we go. Liverpool-Bournemouth, 2 goals from Bournemouth. That could be a warning sign for Liverpool this season. Florian Wirtz, was he worth his 165 million? Sounds a bit too much for me, to be perfectly honest, because he works well within a Leverkusen side, doesn't he? Federico Chiesa playing. There we go. Ekitike was very impressive when I last saw him play, getting a full debut, it seems. So he could be the answer to the forward prayers. Cody Gakpo, usual suspects. Semenyo making it 2-1. So a 2-0 lead brought back to 2-2. They will not be liking that. Or Arne Slot will not be liking that. Florian Wirtz didn't do anything on his debut, it seems. Substituted 82nd minute. And Federico Chiesa getting effectively the winner. And Mo Salah adding a bit of cherry on top against the Cherries. A very interesting match, this one. I suppose the 2-2 was your angle in, as was an assumption of a goal before half-time for a 1.3 shot. But it's a blank canvas, I'm afraid. I don't have any angles, and I won't have any angles today at all. If you're looking for Premier League analysis, there won't be any. It's a blank canvas. New managers and some teams means you can't look at last season's form. New players, look at Florian Wirtz, bit of a damp squib yesterday. I think that was a terrible buy for Liverpool. But we will see. In Premier League 2, what did I mention? Goals, 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 overs, 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 and just one shy of overs. So add that to your Premier Professional Development League and the Premier League 2, and you can have a good session of 2.5 goal plays. French League, an interesting opening day of the season. This was second placed Marseille last season. This is already them playing catch up. They're unlikely to get the better of Paris Saint-Germain, but this is an awful waste from Marseille. If this was at Marseille's Olympic Stadium and they produced this performance, they'd be hung up by the short and curlies, or le short and curlies, as they say in France. So a disappointing result for Marseille, second last season. Watch out for their next match now. That's what I would suggest to you. Stick them in your notebook. They cannot go the first 2 matches of the season without picking up something. So bear that in mind. French League Dirt. It's going to be an interesting match. League, as the season progresses, we want to see as well how the newly relegated sides get on from French League 1. Are they going to dominate or not? GBF Pokal, little to interest us at this stage of the season, but Bayer Leverkusen producing the goods at 1.1, and indeed Union Berlin at 1.2. Good to see. I wonder if Leverkusen will be as effective this year under old Snorefest Den Haag. Coppa Italia, good chance to have a look at a couple of Serie A sides who delivered wins to nil. Bodo Glimt, easy as you like against Dom Godset. That's what we're expecting, and we're expecting goals before half-time. La Liga, watching brief at the moment. Great to have it back. We've got the big boys coming out at the weekend. Red card affected day, wasn't it, yesterday? Something in the water. Was it a full moon? I don't know, but a lot of red cards. Pretty much every league. All bar a couple. So that's notable, isn't it? So nothing much I can give. Villarreal expected to win. Gerard Moreno on the score sheet. He's one to follow this season. No, Eletter, Eon, and Goy. But I think Moreno will be a key ingredient for success for the Yellow Submarine this season. Looking on to today, and as I've already alluded to, I can't offer you any research on the Premier League. It just isn't any. It's the opening day. But it's great to have the leagues back. And it's a coupon which is getting better and better as the weekends progress. Red Bull Salzburg already coming off the back of a battling display in Europe. Is that going to fatigue them? Or are they going to continue on their merry way against Hartberg? Similar story in Europe. Club Brugge. Zulte Waregem. Got a couple of odds on favourites at home as well. They'll get a look in today as well. Chinese Super League. You saw the odds on favourites yesterday. Well, Chengdu Rongcheng, the only odds on at home today. We might have a look at Shandong Taishan as well. And in the Croatian H&L1 League, the first tester for Dinamo Zagreb involved in Europe again midweek. Away at Rijeka, who are pretty solid themselves. Czech 1 League, we've got lots of familiar names as well. Poulsen from Europe. Slavia Prague from Europe. Odds on away from home. And the EPL we've all been waiting for. It's a difficult season. Aston Villa just failing Champions League on goal difference, so that's going to be an important factor for Unai Emery, won't it, this season? Newcastle, well, they've got some attack woes, don't they? There's no Isak. It's going to be a huge miss for Newcastle. Brighton and Fulham. Brighton, one of the best, I think, 2.5 goal sides last season, or goal sides last season. I will dig out the podcast I did to perhaps give you that. It's a long one, but it's full of last season's eye catches and this season's potential transfers and new managers, etc. As I say, I don't have an angle. Sunderland and West Ham, newly promoted. That's the only angle. The market's suggesting this is going to be a tough match for West Ham. Only 2.2. So watch out, Sunderland. Home advantage to keep them up. Tottenham, new manager. Scored 2 goals against Paris Saint-Germain in that Super Cup friendly. I don't know if that's anything to work off. Burnley, newly promoted. Likely to struggle. Wolves and Man City. Could be one of those park the bus nights for Wolves. So be keeping an eye on that. So immediately the newly promoted sides are the only real angle in this season. And it's a watching brief for Thomas Frank, isn't it, at Tottenham? And it's going to be a watching brief for this Mosquito if he carries on. All right, he's disappeared. English Championship, League 1 and League 2. Again, I can't offer you anything until the form lines start popping in. But my initial look will be odds on favourites at home, which will be the same for English League 1 and English League 2. That's the most significant angle I can find pre-match. Particularly the 1.67 shots I like at home. Cardiff. They did the same on the opening day of the season at similar odds, coming from behind to get the win. So watch out for Cardiff later on. Stevenage and Wigan will immediately be on a shortlist. But it's in play stats day today for all of these leagues necessarily because we don't have any form lines. League 2 as well. As the elite leagues progress, I'm not going to be playing League Two that often. You've already seen it's a very inconsistent, unreadable league. The teams cannot be trusted. I think you can trust the likes of Arsenal, can't you, with the best defensive record in the Premier League last season? You don't get that here with this lot. They're flaky. Even favourites can underperform. But I've listed them today, particularly the odds-on favourites at home. And then we will marry what happens in play to the odds. And if we get the in-play stats suggesting the odds are correct, that's the way we play. Finnish Veikkausliiga. Ilves are a side to follow. They are going for a title push this season. They will be absolute standout today. They have been conceding 2 goals. So just be a little wary. Like that mosquito has just had to be a little wary. They do concede when they're leading by 2 as well. That could be the angle in. French League, great to have that league back. Monaco, Nice and Marseille battling it out for European positions, all on the Côte d'Azur. Monaco and Nice have an opportunity to rub that Marseille loss in their noses. And more so for Monaco against a Le Havre side who are still finding their footing in French League. This is, I think, their second season now after going up. So they'll be delighted. But Monaco have Europe in mind. Nice are already in Europe and were done by Benfica, quite simply, home and away. 2 weak. They're going to have problems, I think, in attack, Nice, particularly getting rid of Pepe, who you saw playing yesterday for Villarreal, I believe. Great signing. Tricky forward, a tricky winger, isn't he? French League 2, Saint-Etienne. Immediately a look at them. Why? Newly relegated. DBF Pokal. Just keep an eye on the Bundesliga sides. The mighty Hoff can turn a win into a loss with relative ease. Wolfsberger, St. Pauli. You tend to see the odds-on favourites being away from home. As you can see here, every single one away from home in these cups. So that's an angle in and of itself. They'll be on the coupon throughout the day. Stuttgart and Bayern Munich is the precursor to the Bundesliga beginning next week. Another great addition. It's a 2.5 goals league, the Bundesliga. It's hugely goal worthy, as long as the likes of Den Haag doesn't ruin it for us. Coppa Italia, chance to see some, well, at least one Bundesliga side. And Como, newly promoted Como. I wonder if they've kept Cesc Fabregas. We'll have to find out. Top 10 finish last season. Robin van Persie's Feyenoord at 5.45. We'll get a look in. And the others are tough to call. We've got all of these other leagues as well, making it an excellent afternoon. I'm not researching Elbasliga anymore, but it's Lillestrøm, unbeaten this season, so well worth a look from them. Arca Gdynia, newly promoted to the Extraclassa, might struggle in this better league. La Liga Portugal, any of the big guns out. Benfica, safe after an emphatic 2-legged affair against Nice in the Champions League, where the market offered extremely good value. Victoria Guimaraes are best of the rest. So, as you can see, familiar names. I'm getting excited because I should increase my strike rate with these familiar names I can read and trust. I told you about Benfica in the Champions League at their excellent odds. And off we go again. In La Liga in Spain, 1-0 win the last time Barcelona arrived in Mallorca. It's just a simple ride over or plane. I would see this as being defence v attack today. And we've got to have a look at the incredible sulk. Marcus Rashford, how's he going to fit in with the team? He's not really a Barcelona player, is he? He's not that star quality. Normally, you're looking at the Luis Luis Suarez, that kind of quality forward line, but I don't think Rashford quite fits with that. So you can see it's a very exciting league today. Might do a live stream, but it will have to be in-play stats based only. Again, I'm just worried that I won't have much to pass on to you. That's the only problem this early season. We can have a whole heap of quietness throughout the day. So I might just leave this, get a 2:30 start next Saturday for the Bundesliga. Our traditional live streams will be Bundesliga, Premier League, and all the way through. Normal live streams will be 2:30 to 5 p.m. But do stick around. Make sure where you are at the moment, you've subscribed, because that's the only real way you'll find out whether I change my mind later on for a live stream or not. So make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/@footballtradingprofits and watch a bit of Pogues while you're at it as well. Can't go wrong with that. So just subscribe, please, in case I do an ad hoc live stream a bit later on. If I do, I'll let you know by 2 p.m. Just hop on for a 3 to 5, I think. Just to welcome you really to the afternoon, welcome you to these new leagues and show you how we trade early season, because there are no form lines. Also problems with new managers, so last year's form lines are out of the window. It's in-play stats are not at all. Do I have any ideas how this is going to unfold? I could see potential Aston Villa, Newcastle, potential for both teams to score. Aston Villa targeting goals, I would suspect, this season, because they were in the Europa League on goal difference. So goals will be an important element. Unai Emery has got Aston Villa scoring 2 goals away from home as well. That's something for you to think about this season. Brighton and Fulham, too tough for me to call. It's a local derby of sorts, isn't it? It's a small train journey down south. Again, I don't have an angle. Sunderland and West Ham, you would look at Sunderland as being potentially gettable at the off. Surely David Moyes' West Ham got far too much nous for the Black Cats. Tottenham and Burnley, new manager Thomas Frank. So it's a watching brief, necessarily. Can you take anything from the 2-2 against Paris Saint-Germain? Yes, perhaps you can. But that's let's bear in mind that's just a Mickey Mouse friendly, isn't it? Burnley, defensive. What's their characteristic going to be this season? Last season, don't forget, the 3 sides that went up went down. Wolves against Man City. If you look at the head-to-heads, I think Wolves were one of the sides who beat Man City when Man City was struggling with that new Champions League concept. Or not concept. Yes, it was the new concept, wasn't it? Well, they got a goal in that 1-2. Did get the win in 2023 at Wolves. A tight 1-0 as well. That's what I'm expecting this evening. But as ever, it could be anything. It's a new Man City side. How are the new Man City lineups going to fit in? Are we going to have them this early? Doku, Haaland, Cherki, Reinders, Silva, Gundogan, Aït-Nouri, Vardy or Diaz, Nunes, Trafford. So it's a pretty solid side. Normally we have that Portuguese element to the Wolves side, but it's not as Portuguese as it has been. Just João Gomez and Andre from Portuguese-speaking Brazil. So we don't have that, and Totti. We don't really have that Portuguese spine anymore at Wolves. So fascinating day. I will let you know nearer the time, 2 o'clock, if I'm going to do a live stream. And I will work on my Eletter as well today, Eletter video, and share with you again the podcast for the Premier League, because it's got the new managers, it's got the new fixtures, and it's got the new important transfers in and out. Liverpool, as you can see, all change worryingly conceding 2 goals yesterday after leading by 2. Will be fascinating to see whether that pattern continues, whether we can trust them for over 2.5 goals at home as well. So plenty of questions to answer. Have a great day. Members of footballtradingprofits.com, you'll certainly be seeing me on Telegram from about 12:30 onwards. I will make up my mind whether to do a live stream. I think next Saturday will be the best because we're going to get the most out of it. We'll have a few matches under our belts. And we should have the German Bundesliga with us at 2:30 next Saturday. Yes, indeed we do. So it's a definite live stream next Saturday. And we've got Italian Serie A back as well, which is wonderful to see. But they're 5:30 kickoffs. Fantastic. AC Milan at home. Napoli against Sassuolo. I'm going to have to research some of the transfer news for these big clubs, because they might have some significant new signees. So next weekend is a guaranteed start of the live stream, and you'll be seeing a live stream then. It's going to be a 2:30 start every Saturday. And on Sundays, if you actually bother turning up, because I don't have many people turning up, I might not do any Sundays this season. It's a bit debilitating talking to 1 or 2 people. I understand it's a Sunday, you've got your Sunday lunch and all that. So I might have to do it another venue, maybe as a Patreon addition to YouTube. So more on that. So make sure you're subscribed at Football Trading Profits. Make sure you're subscribed. That way, I will be doing, if I do a live stream, the first live stream will be free for all to view, and the rest will be for members only. And they are excellent if you want to have a look at how to set up for the day's trading. Make sure you've got some streams of scores coming in. Make sure you've got an in-place stats feed. Make sure you can use the new in-place stats that are available at Soccer24, particularly the goalkeeping stats. Before I go, I might want to have a look at the stats for yesterday's match, see who was the dominant force in the Premier League, and to introduce you to those new kind of stats. But looks like Soccer24 not playing ball. Now, I will leave it at that. The video is getting longer. Have a great day. I'll see members of footballtradingprofits.com guaranteed on Telegram from 12:30 onwards. And I will make up my mind by 2 p.m. whether I'm doing a live stream or not. Make sure you're subscribed to youtube.com/@footballtradingprofits. It's easy to subscribe. Watch a video, watch today's video, and simply subscribe. Okay? And please do like it as well. Have a great day. We're in for a bumper day. Great to see the elites back. Let's make some money.